Rachel Rossano from Let Health Flow. Welcome to the Quantum Sessions, where we'll be discussing energy and how we use it in our clinic. Now, I'm an energy specialist myself, working with many different forms of energy, including biofeedback, color therapy, Reiki, and pulsed electromagnetic fields. And today I will be discussing how energy is the fundamental layer of our foundation as living beings. Pretty exciting. Most of us know physiologically that energy and electricity are required in order for the cells in our body to actually function. So without it, we can't beat our heart. We can't import nutrients into a cell or export waste out of a cell. We can't pulse our brain waves. There's so many physiological functions that energy is required in our body. But what isn't as recognized often in the Western world anyways, is the other various levels of energy that make up our body. For example, our meridians, our chakras, our biofield that extends 4 feet away from us. These are truly foundational aspects of us as living beings. We're made of pure energy at the smallest level of our being. It's really exciting. And this has actually been measured by the world's most powerful microscope. So if we would look backwards from the subatomic level, we can see some really astonishing factors. If you haven't done this, join me now. It's really interesting. So I'm going to screen share and show some of my visuals. Here. Share. Presentation mode. Okay. So science has shown us that our physical body is literally made up of a cocktail of many different energies. Now, the image showing here actually represents an atom. Well, it's a well-known image of an atom on the left of the screen. However, it's really a false representation of the atom. It's more of like a snapshot of it. If you took a picture of it, and that would be the visual that rendered perhaps in that split second of time. But what's more realistic is the image on the right. An atom is in constant motion, constantly moving energy. So now, when scientists take a cell from our body and magnify it under the most powerful microscope, they go down as far as they go, like past the atom, so into subatomic layers. What they see is absolutely nothing. It's invisible. So how can they take a physical cell from us and it look empty? So further investigation by them shows that our subatomic space, it's not empty as it seems, it's just invisible because it's coursing with many different energies. Does that put into perspective that the actual foundation of our physical body literally sits on a bed of energy? At this level, we're 99.9 to the 6% energy. It's fascinating. So, it's basically our existence as living organisms. But another question is, what is this energy? Well, it's not really a short answer, for one. And it's not really one that's understood well. But what we do know is there's many different functions of energy, but one of them is to carry information or to transmit information. Okay, so this next image here, if you think about the frequency, the energy from a radio station carrying musical information through invisible radio waves to your radio, you can understand that energy in the radio wave is carrying information. It's carrying your music to your radio. That helps put things into like a tangible perspective. Okay, so now if we're going to move out a level, so we're leaving the subatomic zone, we're going into the cell, one cell of our body. So 2 atoms will come together, they bond together to make a molecule. It's the energy that bonds them together like glue. So now these two separate atoms that have their own informational field, they're now shared field of energy. And they now share information. So as more molecules come together, eventually they form a cell. Depending on what the molecules are and what information they were carrying, this cell now holds a very specific set of energetic instructions based on what type of cell is formed. So the merging of energy and the information has shifted the content of the info. So to note, the energy that created the bonds of these molecules is not contained just within that cell. The energy vibrates outwards like any other energy source. I mean, I could take a reading from my electrical outlet in my home right now, and I'll see that it's coursing with energy, even if it's not being used. The energy isn't contained in that socket, it radiates out. That's how energy works. And that's the same thing with our cells in our body. Now, if we go out another level, we'll see that molecules come together, cells form, and now we're creating tissues and organs. More and more bonds are coming together, forming specialized structures. So each of them contain their own energy fields, their own set of information, and a very specialized function. And surrounding them, each of them is their own unique energy field. And then we come out another level and we see our human biofield, our aura, whatever you wish to call it. But all of these pieces come together in our body, and our body just emits this tremendous, miraculous energy field that courses out up to 4 to 5 feet away from us. Now, it's really high level information, but you can see what a ton of energy there is to work with. So just stop the share there. It's really so fascinating to me. When I truly understood this about energy, my natural question was, why have I never heard of this? I mean, why isn't energy a staple in our healthcare, in our wellness plans? Why weren't we doing some type of energy hygiene at night alongside brushing our teeth if it was such an integral foundation of our physical existence? There's so many layers of energy in our body, it's just impossible to deny that it is an integral source of our well-being. And if we think about it in the context of our everyday life, if wires are crossed in any of our electronics, they don't perform adequately or correctly. And we immediately would get them repaired, right? If there's wires crossed, oh, that's dangerous, or it's not working, it's not functioning. We can't live without our electronics. But in essence, our bodies are no different. So we can think about then, in that perspective, what might happen if energy isn't flowing adequately in one or more areas in our body? How is it affecting our physical body? How does the disturbance of energy affect the information or the quality of information? So like static on a radio when the signal is weak. How can we assist with poor energy flow? Or how can we help with the alignment to attain more of a coherent and a structured energetic instruction? Or, what about an unhealthy adaptive pattern? It's not allowing our body to balance or bounce back after specific stress. These are all things that we have to think about. And these questions and more have been coursing through my mind for years now, and the answers aren't simple. I mean, in the energetic world, nothing is straightforward, but the important part is there are answers, but they're always going to be unique to you. Now, this was by no means a quantum physics or a science class. It's meant to be informational, and it's meant to pique your curiosity, to get you thinking more. It's to assist you in understanding this. We are much more than we think. We're on the dawn of a new era, and in my opinion, more and more of people will be starting to understand this. More and more will no longer be satisfied with the way that we're governed. in thinking about our physical body and health. This is really a great introduction of energy. It opens the door to energy work, and I work with this in our clinic here. So this level of energy is the level that I engage with. I tune into the information of it. I work to assist in shifting. If you haven't tried energy work in the past, it's a great time to experience it. And due to the quantum physics of it, I can explain that more in another video, but energy work can be done at a distance as well as in person. So it doesn't matter where in the world you are, we can work together. Check out the post for different ways to contact us if you have questions or if you would like to book a session. And I thank you for joining me today to hear a little bit about energy basics. And until next time, keep flowing within the energy of yourself and your life. Thank you.